freaky lighting. But perfectly on topic, it's fucking arm day. All right, day 80 something, and I tell you what, I fucked up. The last 2 days, I have eaten jack shit. Oh, had a bunch of exams. Rather than study over a long period of time and slowly accrue knowledge, I'm more of the type to just like try to suck it all in like a few hours right before the exam, and hopefully regurgitate something, just something. But whatever. Had a big ass thing of cranberry juice, variety of other carbs, ramen, bagels. So still feel pretty full. In terms of how a workout's gonna feel, people underestimate your hydration. You know, if you don't have a lot of electrolytes floating around, like you haven't been eating a lot of salt, and you've been drinking like jack shit for water, your lift is probably gonna be shit. Like more so than if you were to miss a few meals or not be fully carved up. I notice this the most when I'm dieting, because obviously if you're dieting, you're eating nothing. But my lifts always feel better when I've had a liquid IV or two before the workout. So arms, gonna keep it basic. Pretty much just a bunch of push downs and then a bunch of curls. Somebody was asking me about what exercises to do to work specific parts of the arm, like long head, short head, all sorts of brachialis. So I'll get into that a little bit too, but again, it's not gonna be too complicated, right? Main thing is just to go hard, get a diabolical pump, and then go home and eat. That's how you're gonna grow. So enough of this chit chat. Let's get. Oh shit! What's up? Oh, you're an optimal lifter? All right. I'm just kidding. Let's check the pump. God damn it. So, super simple. Like, what did I do? Curls and push downs? A few different varieties, but nothing like fancy. So, let's fucking try not to rip my shirt when I take it off. So I do get comments asking, where do I get these like old school retro, just like, cool ass plain t-shirts? Where do you think you're gonna get old clothes? You gotta thrift for it, man. Go to Goodwill or something. If you've got an eye for it, you can find some badass shit. It's not that hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see what we're working with. Oh wait, no. Oops. No. Okay. Let me see what that looks like. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh, that's perfect. That's a good fucking arm day. I didn't end up getting into the technicalities of each specific, long, short head or whatever. But who cares about that anyway, right? do your curls heavy, do your push downs heavy, get a pump, you're good. So I got some calves to hit, and then I'm gonna get in the car. Whew. I mean, could not have asked for a better arm day, for being honest. So let's make sure there's no clumps left in the dextrose shake. And slam it. Nope. Oh, yeah, so it's really good, and it tastes super good, and it's just like so easy to drink. Okay, let's get out of here. Whew. So I mean, I make this point a lot. You know, as a beginner, it's going to be pretty beneficial for you to just pick a workout routine, right? Like look up online, or just like watch other YouTubers or any other fitness dudes, whatever, and just copy their workout for a specific muscle group, right? Like if somebody does a chest day where they do 3 sets of bench, and then they do 3 sets of machine press, and then they do 3 sets of pec deck, and that's all they did for their lift. You know, if you're a beginner, shit, man, just don't even focus on trying to change up the exercises. Just do what they do, copy it, and, you know, go hard. And then over time, you know, as you watch other people's workouts, and you learn more information, you get a better feel for it. You'll be able to sort of recognize patterns and be like, okay, so this seems like a good chest day, so maybe I'll come up with my own today. And then, you know, you do whatever. You start off with heavy compounds, gradually progress towards more isolation movements. Like for chest, that would be starting off with, you know, some heavy free weights, maybe move on to like some Smith bench or machine press, then gradually move on to just like cable flies and pec deck. You know, like biceps for me today started off with heavy curls, really load the weight, lighten it a little with those concentration, or no, what am I saying, those single arm preacher curls, right? Then, you know, jump onto the easy bar curls, and then that last set of, you know, the pause rep 40s. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, you just sort of have to get used to it. But basic gist of any workout, you're going to want to hit a muscle. 8 to 12 sets is pretty much the range where that's, if you actually go hard, by the time you hit that many sets, you should be close to fully pumped, and you know, you will have done enough work to actually, you know, trigger growth, right? Like I had somebody, I usually say you want to stop the lift when you're fully pumped. Like I've said that before. And then one guy comments like, what if I get a pump after 1 set? For one thing, you probably didn't get pumped after 1 set, but sure, let's say hypothetically 1 set gets you pumped to hell. That's not enough. It's not just about the pump, right? You want to actually do some damage with some heavy weight first, and then, you know, the first few sets will be really heavy, and the last few sets will be, you know, really focusing on squeezing, right? So the effort sort of changes, because in the beginning, you're just focusing max effort, muscle recruitment, and then towards the end, it's more so of a like an endurance test, right? Because if you're curling the 30s, like let's say this is your last set, you're just trying to burn out, you know, What's going to stop you from doing another rep? Is it the fact that your bicep literally can't do another curl? Or is it the fact that it just, it's starting to fucking burn, right? So you got to be able to push through that. And the more reps you can get out, the better. I've always liked doing triceps. Well, not always, I'll get into it. But right now, I'm a pretty big proponent of doing tris first, all push downs, all everything, and then moving on to biceps, right? Just doing them each on their own. I've done alternating workouts before. Like I've gone like 3 sets of triceps, 3 sets of biceps, back and forth till I hit 11. Or I've gone like 1 set of triceps, 1 set of biceps, and then just alternated the whole workout. I mean, as long as you go hard, they're both gonna work. I sort of run into a little bit of a problem because if when I finish triceps, my triceps are pumped. They are like, blood's flowing, they're tight. It's good. And then as I start doing biceps, I start to lose that tricep pump, and then biceps get pumped, sort of in a little bit of a inverse relationship, right? But if I do like back and forth tris and bis, and they're both fully pumped at the same time, it's almost like it's almost like too much. Like it'll get to the point where just like it'll almost hinder my range of motion a little bit. Like if I'm doing curls and my triceps are insanely pumped, right? It's kind of hard to really pull the weight in. And then the opposite, if my biceps are fully pumped and tight, it's harder to like fully extend on tricep pushdowns. As long as you get your workload in about an hour and a half ish, the order of the exercises, at least in terms of going back and forth, it shouldn't change too much your results. I'm just sort of following the mentality that I just want to focus on one muscle at a time and just destroy it before moving on. So that's the same thing that I do with legs, right? I start off with all of hamstrings. So for the first portion of the workout, the only thing I'm focusing on is hamstrings. Right? I'm not thinking about quads. I'm not thinking about calves. It's just hamstring curls out the wazoo. And then once hamstrings are done, I'm like, okay, now we can move on to quads, right? Like each individual muscle will have my full attention at any given time in the workout. So that just feels good for me. Like some of this stuff is, it's science based in a sense. It's just you've seen people like Jeff Nippard and stuff when they're referencing like workout studies of muscle growth. So some of it is like that, but for the most part, I think your results are going to be dictated purely by your intensity. So if you try to do like some sort of workout that's pretty much just normal, like anybody would do it, like a generally accepted good workout, and for whatever reason you just feel like shit, like you don't like it, you don't want to start with, I don't know, whatever, but you like doing something your own way, like you like hitting biceps this one particular way, you're not going to have it any other way, it just feels the best for you. I mean, as long as you go hard and hit a lot of weight and with a serious pump, then you're good, right? Sure, you should have a little bit more of an open mind. Like, if you don't change your workout plans over time, that's a perfect ingredient to hit a plateau and just become, a lifter who's maintaining his physique rather than progressing it. So it's definitely good to at least be open to new ideas. But whatever you got to do is such that you can enjoy your lift and go hard at the same time, that's going to be what's best. Everybody's got their own best case scenario, right? Like what works for me isn't going to work for you necessarily, and vice versa. So that's where accruing knowledge is going to be most beneficial, right? Because sure, like I was saying, the beginner lifter following someone else's workout plan, assuming it's just like a general plan, like whatever, not specifically uh, catered to this individual lifter, right? You know, they'll make results, they'll grow on it, but if they just keep doing the same lifts over time, they're not going to progress. You know, you need new stimuli. So hopefully you got a little bit of knowledge from that. But whatever. No class tomorrow. Very excited. So I get to sleep in a little. I'm going to try to eat as much food as possible before I go to bed. Take my vitamins and just rest up for legs. If the leg pump tomorrow, well, if the arm pump today has anything to indicate towards the leg pump tomorrow, then I am in for a treat. So maybe I'll need to bring some stitches with me in case my quad rips open. So see you next time.